Law News did an analysis of campaign contributions from college professors, and it turns out that they overwhelmingly support Democrats. Scandal! Okay, so here's what they say. Employees at the nation's top 10 universities are overwhelmingly in support of Democratic presidential candidates. In fact, Hillary Clinton got a whopping 83% of all donations from professors, administrators, and employees. Since last July, she brought nearly $1 million from these university employees. The next closest is Bernie Sanders, who received 7% of all donations, or about $65,000. And they go on to explain that Donald Trump got literally $0 in donations from college professors. Now, what people are arguing about this, including on Law News, and of course they're affiliated with the site Mediaite, which at least half the writers lean right, if not more than that. They're saying, aha, we got you, liberal bias. What? No. Even though these are, I believe these facts. I'm not contesting the facts. I believe it, that 83% donate to Hillary, 7% to Bernie, Donald got 0. I believe all that. But why would you call that a bias? So would it be fair for me to talk about the audience at a NASCAR event and say they're 98% Republican and imply that we got to make this like 50-50? Well, why would I want to make that 50-50? That's just where they gravitate to. If Republicans and conservatives end up enjoying NASCAR way more than liberals, I don't give a shit. That's where they went because it's where they want to go. Why is that not the case here when it comes to education? Like, it's so funny to me that the same people who say they admittedly oftentimes hate diversity, in one way they like, no, we need diversity, when they see that the professors are overwhelmingly liberal. Like, we need affirmative action for conservatives. Wait, I thought you were against affirmative action. It's only when it's black people. Only when it's minorities. Then you're against affirmative action. If it's affirmative action for you, conservative people, keep it real, mostly conservative white people, well, then, yeah, no, affirmative action, get us in the colleges. What are you talking about? Diversity of ideas. Again, I thought you hated diversity. What the fuck happened now? So, think about it. And this is an argument I've made before. When you talk about scientists, when you talk about medical doctors, surgeons, they overwhelmingly not only lean to the left politically, they're also overwhelmingly non-religious, many of them atheists. So should we look at that and go, oh, I'm so shocked. You know, I think we need some sort of program or some sort of action here to get more conservative Christian creationists to be doctors, to be surgeons. If they wanted to do that, they would have done that. They didn't do it. So they don't gravitate to that kind of field. They gravitate to other kinds of fields. There's nothing wrong with that, man. So when you call it a bias, it's not a fucking bias. I got news for you. Oftentimes, people who are more intellectual are more liberal. Sorry, except I'm not really sorry. That's just the facts of reality. And if you can't accept that, then you're the one that's doing PC outrage. The same people that always scream, oh, PC outrage, look at this. Oh, getting mad over nothing. Well, if you get mad over this, you're the one that's doing PC outrage. People who are interested more in intellectual pursuits are more liberal. That's just what it is. You can disagree with it, but if that's the case, you're disagreeing with statistics. Because again, when you go back, you look at the fields, and you'll see doctors, scientists, philosophers. These are all people that overwhelmingly lean to the left. So if you want to do affirmative action and get conservatives in there, okay, but then just understand that you're contradicting your own belief system in other fields, and you're admitting that you kind of like affirmative action in some cases as long as it helps you. Now, having said all this, everybody knows my stance on Bernie and Hillary. I think it's horrific that 83% support Hillary over Bernie. I think if they were smarter, they would go for Bernie. But they're not. But the difference is I'm not, getting all fussy about it and doing PC outrage and saying, fire all the teachers because they don't exactly agree with me and hire people that agree with me. No, I don't do that. Only those bitch whiners on the right wing do that when they say, liberal bias. No, people who are more intellectual just happen to be liberals. Unless you think that that's not a fair statement, I challenge you. Go look at the studies. We've covered the studies on the show that prove that, number one. Number two, it's not like liberals have a monopoly on all things that are good. We've covered studies on the show that say that conservatives, by and large, are happier than liberals. So if liberals have the upper hand when it comes to intellect, conservatives have the upper hand when it comes to happiness. So there's a give and a take here. I'm not claiming we have it all and you have none, but what I am saying is to use this as some sort of evidence of foul play or wrongdoing or a conspiracy. No, it's just that liberals care more about intellectual pursuits, so they go into fields where they can do more intellectual pursuits. That's why they're professors, and there's nothing fucking wrong with that. And if you think there's something wrong with that, perhaps there's something wrong with you.